Hi everyone, I'm Dina with Mills Family Gardening, and in this video we're going to transplant this plum tree. We recently bought a piece of land where we'd like to plant this tree. It's not planted in the right spot here in our small backyard, so we're going to move it to a different location. This is the tree and it's called Santa Rosa plum tree. It's been here for a few years, and just this year it started growing pretty fast, started putting out new branches, and the leaves look very healthy. The whole tree looks healthy, but you can see that it's crooked, so it's a sure sign that it needs to be planted in a different spot straight. Where we live in North Texas Zone 8A, October is the perfect time to move your perennials, including trees, because the temperature has cooled down and the trees are not going to struggle through the heat of the summer. And also, we're supposed to get some rain in about a week, so this tree will be watered well. So we're going to dig up at about maybe 8 inches away from the trunk of the tree. You can see the trunk is getting pretty thick and the tree is getting more mature, so we don't want it to grow any larger. So I'm going to try to dig it up. I'm going to try to dig the shovel to about 1 foot depth, but the ground is kind of dry, so we'll see what we can do. We made a mistake of not watering the tree a few days before we were digging it up. So if you try to dig up your tree, make sure to water it a few days before. It will be much easier to dig it up because the ground will be much softer. My husband had to help me to dig, and it's almost ready to go, so I'm just gonna do the last one push here, and we'll put it into this bucket or pot. That's pretty deep. That pot is about 10 gallons in size. And also, I'm gonna try to keep the dirt on the roots. That way the roots won't go through so much shock. And I'm just gonna plop it into this container here. All right, so we're gonna make sure to keep it moist, and then we'll take it to its new location. So here we are on our new property. It's closer to the evening, and my husband dug up this big hole. It's about 2 feet wide, which is perfect, and about 2 feet deep also. So since the soil is not the best, it's not red heavy clay soil like we have in our backyard, but still is some kind of a different kind of clay. So I'm just going to amend the soil with some cow manure, and I'll just throw a few handfuls of cow manure and then some of the native soil in here, and I'm just gonna keep going, mix some cow manure with the native soil, and then I'll throw a handful of organic fertilizer. Some people say not to add any fertilizer when you transplant new trees, but I think it's okay. It's gonna give some nutrients and strengthen the tree, and the tree should recover from the transplant shock faster. So I'm just going to get this tree out of the pot. You can see that it's a little wilted, but that's okay. And now you can tell that this is too deep, and that's not what we want. You don't plant trees too deep. You need the tree to be planted shallower. I'm gonna get it out of the hole and add more cow manure in this hole so that the tree would be sitting up higher, because the roots don't like to be buried deep in the ground. They need to be actually seen above the soil level a little bit. That way the tree breathes more air. And I'll add a little more organic fertilizer and mix it with the soil, and then we'll see what it does. I think it's still shallow. So we'll add a little more cow manure, and it's gonna be okay because the base is gonna be so fluffy and fertile and loose. The soil is gonna be so loose that the tree will get a good start. And this is why we dug the hole deeper than the root ball, so the roots would be growing through that loose, fertile soil. So we put the tree on top. It seems like it's a little bit higher than the ground level. It looks great to me, and we're just gonna use more cow manure mixed with native soil all around the root ball and fill up all the holes. And also, while I do that, I'll be adding a little more of organic fertilizer. Just sprinkle it all around, and be mindful the fertilizer is kind of dusty, so try not to breathe it all in. And eventually the soil will settle down as the time goes by, and the tree will go down also. That is why it's better to plant the tree a little bit above the soil level, or the ground level, I should say. I'll have to use a shovel here because the soil is so heavy. I can't just pick it up with my bare hands. The shovel works much better this way. And so I'm gonna give it a lot of water because you can tell that it was sitting in a container and the leaves have wilted a little bit. Now our plan is to come out of this property about once a week on weekends. So we'll just have to hope that this tree will survive during this upcoming week. Right now we don't have any irrigation here, so we are getting water from the small pond that we have here. And so far it works. Hopefully the tree will be happy here. And that's how we dig up and move a tree from one place to another. I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.